Grace Kelly, renowned for her beauty, fame, and fortune, lived a life that seemed like a fairy tale. Yet, behind the glamorous facade lay hidden truths that remained unknown for years. While the world admired her idyllic romance with the Prince of Monaco, few realized that this fairy tale would ultimately lead to revelations about her wealth and, tragically, her untimely death. In her final hours, she had only a few $1,000s to her name, a stark contrast to her once opulent lifestyle. What truly led to Grace Kelly's premature death? Is there more to her story than meets the eye? A recent documentary has uncovered the deepest and darkest secrets of her life, revealing a narrative more captivating and mysterious than anyone could have imagined. Join us as we delve into the untold story of Grace Kelly, beginning with a look back at her youth, long before she dazzled the big screen with her Hollywood elegance. Grace Patricia Kelly was born on November 12, 1929, into a prominent Philadelphia family. Her father, John B. Kelly Sr., had gained Olympic fame in rowing, and her uncles were involved in vaudeville and Pulitzer Prize-winning playwriting. Grace's early years were shaped by the impressive lineage of her family, but her own dreams and aspirations were still taking shape. From a young age, Grace showed a passion for the dramatic arts. At just 12, she began participating in school plays, dramas, and dance programs, showcasing her natural talent for performance. Despite her strict Catholic upbringing, which starkly contrasted with her growing desire to become a star, Grace's talent continued to shine. By 1950, she was recognized by Theatre World magazine as Broadway's most promising personality. Her remarkable stage work demonstrated her versatility and undeniable presence as a performer, laying the groundwork for her transition to the big screen. Grace's big break came when producer Stanley Kramer offered her a role alongside Gary Cooper in High Noon by Fred Zinnemann. Despite initial criticism, Grace was determined to prove her detractors wrong and establish herself as a formidable actress. Her determination paid off with a significant role in Mogambo, which turned out to be a huge success and marked a turning point in her career. As she gained more attention and acclaim, her ascent to fame reached new heights when she began collaborating with the legendary Alfred Hitchcock. Working with Hitchcock opened new opportunities for Grace, propelling her into the limelight and solidifying her status as Hollywood's leading actress. In 1954, Grace's film career soared with her leading role in Dial M for Murder, alongside the acclaimed actor Ray Milland. Little did she know that, amidst the intensity of filming, a fateful encounter would spark a famously tumultuous affair, adding complexity to her burgeoning career. Despite personal turmoil, Grace's professional mastery shone brightly, culminating in her triumphant Oscar win for her captivating performance in The Country Girl. However, amidst the glitter of her burgeoning success, scandalous shadows began to cast over Grace's Hollywood persona. Her burgeoning relationships with her screen partners became tabloid fodder, threatening to overshadow her accomplishments on the big screen. Yet, amid the swirl of speculation and criticism, destiny intervened in the most unexpected way: Grace's royal marriage to Monaco's royalty. It all began at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival in 1955, a setting worthy of a fairy tale. Grace's life took a decisive turn when she received an invitation to join Prince Rainier III of Monaco for a photo session at the opulent palace. Despite initial delays and logistical challenges, the stars aligned, and on May 6, 1955, Grace and Prince Rainier finally met. The chemistry between them was undeniable from the start, sparking an instant romance that captivated the world. As Grace gracefully walked down the aisle, she embodied the essence of a fairy tale princess overnight. The actress, once struggling, embraced her role as a princess, bidding farewell to her acting career and wholeheartedly accepting the responsibilities of royal duties and motherhood. While many celebrated her new status, envy simmered beneath the surface for some. Nevertheless, Grace approached her new role with humility and a genuine desire to make a positive difference. Beyond the palace walls, Princess Grace devoted herself to philanthropy, championing causes she cared about and spreading kindness wherever she went. Her royal travels took her to remote corners of the globe, advocating for the arts and charitable initiatives. Her passion for making a difference extended to writing, as she authored her own book, leaving a lasting legacy of compassion and generosity. Yet, behind the glamour and prestige, hidden struggles persisted. How did Grace navigate the complexities of her new role while staying true to herself? The answers lie in untold stories and revelations that we are about to uncover. The royal transition and internal turmoil became evident when Grace Kelly made the heart-wrenching decision to leave behind her illustrious Hollywood career to marry Prince Rainier III of Monaco. While she thought she had found her fairy tale, 6 years into their marriage, the fairy tale facade began to crumble. The charming prince she had wed proved to be authoritarian and temperamental, casting a shadow over their marriage. Despite the joy of giving birth to an heir and a daughter, Grace felt increasingly isolated and disillusioned. The opulence of her royal life seemed distant, eclipsed by the suffocating weight of her royal responsibilities. Amidst this turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerged with an enticing offer to star in Alfred Hitchcock's next thriller, Marnie, for a staggering sum of $1 million, equivalent to $7.6 million today. It was not only the prospect of wealth that attracted her, but also the chance to regain some independence and agency she felt she had lost in her marriage. The opportunity to return to the film world, even briefly, reignited a spark that had been dimmed by the constraints of her royal role. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Grace sought solace from Father Francis Tucker, confidant and chaplain to Rainier. During a private meeting in the palace's secluded chambers, she poured out her soul, revealing the inner turmoil that plagued her. The weight of Rainier's authoritarian rule and his outbursts had drained her spirit. At 32, she found herself grappling with profound loneliness and despair, yearning for a freedom that seemed increasingly elusive within the confines of her royal role. The palace, once a symbol of grandeur, now felt like suffocating barriers closing in on her each day. The opulence surrounding her served as a constant reminder of the sacrifices she had made for love and duty. The tempting offer to return to the silver screen called to her like a siren song, whispering promises of liberation and rediscovery. The film Grace of Monaco stands out as a biopic that delves into the inner turmoil and yearning for freedom experienced by the iconic Grace Kelly. Although criticized for alleged glamorization and historical inaccuracies, it provides a nuanced exploration of Grace's struggles within her marriage to Prince Rainier III of Monaco. Drawing on extensive research and interviews with palace insiders, the screenplay paints a poignant picture of Grace's desperate desire for freedom, an aspect often overshadowed by her glamorous public image. The royal family's apprehension regarding the film stems from fears that it may break Hollywood's long-standing taboo surrounding the truth about Grace Kelly's marriage. The film depicts Rainier as sleeping in a separate bedroom from Grace and being preoccupied during the day, while omitting allegations of his infidelity. This omission has sparked discussions about the portrayal of Rainier's darker behavior, such as alleged promiscuity and cruelty. Wendy Lee, Grace's biographer, noted that the film provides only a superficial glimpse into Grace's life and fails to explore the complexities of Rainier's actions. Lee's book, True Grace, delves deeper into the intricacies of the royal marriage, portraying Rainier as a charming cigar-smoking prince who engaged in extramarital affairs shortly after Grace's pregnancy during their honeymoon. The book reveals that Rainier had relationships with at least 3 mistresses in the months following their marriage, an aspect of their relationship that the film chooses to omit. These revelations add layers of complexity to Grace's internal struggles and her quest for autonomy within her marriage. Amidst her battles with loneliness and homesickness, Grace found comfort in cooking, preparing American dishes for Rainier during rare moments of tenderness. However, adjusting to the climate of Monaco proved challenging as she struggled with health issues such as conjunctivitis, colds, and insomnia, which further exacerbated her feelings of discontent. In a rare moment of vulnerability, she began writing a secret letter to her mother, expressing her misery and desire to end her marriage. This poignant glimpse into Grace's emotional turmoil underscores the depth of her internal struggles and the weight of her unspoken desires for liberation. Alfred Hitchcock's arrival offered Grace a glimmer of hope to escape by offering her the lead role in a lucrative film, providing her with a chance to leave Monaco behind. This pivotal moment raises questions about Grace's internal conflict and her desire for freedom as she weighed her options. She grappled with the visibility of her unhappiness and the potential repercussions of pursuing her own path. The marital turmoil between Grace and Rainier went beyond Rainier's anger and frequent absences, as described in the screenplay. Grace was required to adhere to strict rules, including refraining from expressing her opinions and constantly smiling alongside Rainier. This stifling environment further strained their relationship and added layers of complexity to Grace's internal struggles. During a New Year's Eve party, tensions between Grace and Rainier escalated when she engaged in a debate with French President Charles de Gaulle. Rainier's subsequent outburst underscored his expectations of submission and servility from Grace. According to some biographers, Rainier's controlling behavior occasionally bordered on violence, revealing a darker side to their relationship. When Grace expressed her desire to accept Hitchcock's offer, Rainier initially seemed supportive, but later reacted with anger and frustration, perceiving her decision as a betrayal of their marriage. The resulting argument was a culmination of the ongoing tension and discord between them. Despite the drama surrounding Grace's marriage, her relationship with Rainier appeared to have some redeeming qualities. A rare photograph of Grace and Rainier, taken on their honeymoon, captures a fleeting moment of intimacy amidst the complexities of their relationship. This snapshot stands as a testament to their moments of connection and highlights the contradictions within their royal marriage. Ultimately, the pressures and struggles of Grace Kelly's life, compounded by her marriage to Prince Rainier III, led to an unforeseen tragedy. Grace's tragic car accident on September 14, 1982, remains a poignant reminder of the harsh realities underlying her fairy tale life. At the time of her death, Grace Kelly's once magnificent fortune had dwindled to a mere $10,000, leaving behind a legacy that is both glamorous and heartbreaking. Her story, shrouded in mystery and complexity, continues to captivate and intrigue as we unravel the true tale of one of Hollywood's most iconic figures. As the glittering facade of Grace Kelly's royal life started to fade, the cracks in the fairy tale became increasingly apparent. Despite her public image as a beloved princess, the reality of her existence was marred by deep-seated dissatisfaction and personal struggles that would ultimately contribute to her tragic end. In the 1960s, the glamour of Grace's Hollywood past seemed like a distant memory. Her role as Princess of Monaco brought its own set of challenges and expectations. The royal duties and public appearances that had once seemed like a fairy tale were now sources of strain. Grace was often criticized for her supposed lack of devotion to Monaco's royal obligations, But the truth was far more complex. The demands of her new life frequently conflicted with her personal desires and well-being. Grace's marriage to Prince Rainier III, while outwardly perfect, was fraught with tension. Rainier's authoritarian approach to governance and personal relationships placed immense pressure on Grace. She was expected to conform to a rigid set of behaviors and societal norms, which stifled her individuality. The couple's interactions were often strained, with Rainier's temper and the rigidity of royal life creating a challenging environment for Grace. The prince's public demeanor was marked by a controlled, polished image, but behind closed doors, his frustrations and disappointments became evident. The luxurious lifestyle of the Grimaldi family, which included grandiose celebrations and high-profile events, contrasted sharply with Grace's inner turmoil. Despite living in the grandeur of the Palace of Monaco, Grace felt increasingly isolated. The royal residence, once a symbol of success and achievement, began to feel like a gilded cage. Her struggles with her personal life, combined with the pressures of her public role, took a toll on her mental and emotional health. In addition to her royal duties, Grace maintained her commitment to charitable causes and philanthropic work. Her involvement with various organizations and her efforts to promote arts and culture were genuine, reflecting her deep-seated desire to make a positive impact. However, her philanthropic endeavors also served as a distraction from the growing rifts in her personal life. The contrast between her public persona and private struggles became more pronounced as the years went by. As the 1970s progressed, Grace's yearning for a return to the film industry became increasingly palpable. Alfred Hitchcock's offer to star in Marnie represented more than just a lucrative opportunity. It symbolized a chance to reclaim a part of herself that had been lost in the royal milieu. The film, though ultimately not made, represented a critical juncture in Grace's life. It was a moment where her desire for artistic fulfillment and personal freedom clashed with the reality of her royal obligations. The film project was more than just a professional opportunity. It was a beacon of hope for Grace. The chance to return to Hollywood, even briefly, was a way to reconnect with her past and assert her independence. Her decision to pursue this opportunity, despite the potential repercussions from Rainier, highlighted the depth of her internal conflict. The emotional toll of her royal life and her dissatisfaction with her personal circumstances had reached a breaking point. Grace's deteriorating mental health was compounded by the stress of her strained marriage and the challenges of adjusting to life in Monaco. Her attempts to navigate the complex dynamics of her relationship with Rainier, coupled with the demands of her public role, created a perfect storm of emotional distress. The constant scrutiny from the media and the high expectations placed upon her only exacerbated her sense of isolation. As the 1980s began, Grace's life seemed to be on the precipice of a major change. The prospect of re-entering the film industry provided a glimmer of hope, but it was also a source of significant tension. The final months of her life were marked by a heightened sense of urgency and desperation. Grace's desire for freedom and fulfillment was palpable, but she found herself trapped in a situation that offered little solace. The tragic accident that claimed Grace Kelly's life on September 14, 1982, was a devastating blow that underscored the harsh reality of her circumstances. The car crash, which occurred while she was driving her daughter Stephanie, was a tragic end to a life that had been marked by both extraordinary success and profound personal struggles. The accident left Grace with severe injuries, and she passed away just a few hours later. The aftermath of her death was shrouded in grief and speculation. The world mourned the loss of a beloved figure who had captivated hearts with her beauty and charm. However, the stark reality of her financial situation at the time of her death revealed a side of her life that had remained hidden from public view. Despite her former opulence and fame, Grace's fortune had dwindled significantly, leaving her with only a modest sum of money. Grace Kelly's life and death have continued to fascinate and intrigue, revealing a complex and multifaceted story that goes beyond the surface of her royal persona. Her journey from Hollywood starlet to princess was marked by both triumphs and tribulations, and her final years were characterized by a profound sense of disillusionment and longing for freedom. The documentary and subsequent revelations have shed light on the hidden aspects of her life, providing a more nuanced understanding of the challenges she faced and the sacrifices she made. In the years since her death, Grace Kelly's legacy has remained a subject of fascination and admiration. Her contributions to the world of film, her philanthropic work, and her role as a beloved princess continue to be remembered and celebrated. Yet, the full story of her life, including the hidden struggles and personal challenges, offers a deeper and more poignant perspective on the enigmatic figure who captured the world's imagination. The tragic end of Grace Kelly's life serves as a stark reminder of the complexities that often lie behind the veneer of public personas. Her story, with all its glamour and heartache, remains a testament to the enduring allure of her legacy and the profound impact she had on the world. As we continue to explore and understand the true nature of Grace Kelly's life, we gain a greater appreciation for the extraordinary woman who lived a life that was both dazzling and deeply challenging. Following Grace Kelly's untimely death, the aftermath reverberated throughout Monaco and the world, leaving a profound impact on both her family and the public. Her passing marked the end of an era for the tiny principality, which had grown accustomed to her charm and grace. The official mourning period was filled with tributes from across the globe, reflecting the widespread admiration and sorrow over her loss. Prince Rainier III, grappling with the shock of losing his wife and the mother of his children, faced the dual challenge of maintaining the stability of the principality while dealing with his personal grief. Rainier's public composure during this period was emblematic of his stoic approach to governance, yet privately, the prince was deeply affected by the loss of his beloved spouse. The pressure to uphold the royal image while mourning was immense, and Rainier's struggle to balance his personal and public duties was evident. The funeral of Grace Kelly, held at the Monaco Cathedral, was a grand and solemn affair. The service was attended by an array of dignitaries, celebrities, and friends who had known Grace both as a film star and as a princess. The outpouring of condolences from Hollywood, the film industry, and the international community underscored the breadth of her influence and the depth of her impact on those who had been touched by her life. Her children, Princess Caroline, Prince Albert, and Princess Stephanie, were particularly affected by their mother's death. Each of them had a unique relationship with Grace, and her loss was felt profoundly on a personal level. Princess Caroline, the eldest, had to step into a more prominent public role, taking on increased responsibilities to support her father and the royal family. Prince Albert, then a young man, faced the challenge of preparing for his future role as the heir apparent, while coping with the emotional weight of losing his mother. Princess Stephanie, who had been with Grace at the time of the accident, struggled with the trauma of the event and the loss of her mother, who had been a central figure in her life. In the years following Grace Kelly's death, the legacy of her life continued to shape the Grimaldi family and Monaco. The principality, already renowned for its opulence and allure, became a symbol of the enduring elegance and sophistication associated with Grace. Her influence on Monaco's cultural and social landscape persisted, with numerous tributes and memorials dedicated to her memory. The Princess Grace Foundation, established to honor her philanthropic work and support the arts, became a central part of her enduring legacy, reflecting her commitment to charitable causes and her passion for supporting emerging talent. Grace's death also marked a period of reflection and re-evaluation within the royal family. The Grimaldi family faced the challenge of navigating their public roles while grappling with their personal grief. The sense of loss was deeply felt, and the family's public appearances were often marked by a somber tone as they continued to honor Grace's memory. The burden of leadership and the responsibilities of maintaining the principality's image were balanced with the need to preserve the personal and familial aspects of their lives. The media's portrayal of Grace's life and death continued to evolve. Initially, the focus was on the tragic circumstances surrounding her passing, but over time, there was a growing interest in exploring the complexities of her life. Documentaries, biographies, and retrospectives began to paint a more nuanced picture of Grace Kelly, shedding light on the challenges she faced and the personal sacrifices she made. These works contributed to a deeper understanding of her life beyond the public facade, revealing the emotional and psychological toll of her transition from Hollywood actress to royal princess. As decades passed, Grace Kelly's legacy remained a topic of fascination and admiration. Her life story, marked by its glamour and its struggles, continued to captivate audiences and inspire new generations. Her contributions to the film industry and her role as a philanthropist were celebrated, and her influence on Monaco's cultural and social fabric endured. The iconic image of Grace Kelly, with her elegance and poise, became a lasting symbol of grace under pressure and resilience in the face of adversity. The evolution of Monaco's role on the world stage also reflected the ongoing impact of Grace Kelly's legacy. The Principality, under the leadership of Prince Rainier III and later Prince Albert II, continued to flourish as a center of wealth, culture, and international diplomacy. The Grimaldi family's efforts to balance their royal duties with their personal lives were a testament to the enduring influence of Grace's legacy, as they navigated the complexities of modern governance while honoring her memory. In the realm of popular culture, Grace Kelly's story became a symbol of the intersection between fame, royalty, and personal sacrifice. Her life was often revisited in films, books, and media portrayals, each exploration adding layers to the public's understanding of her. The romanticized image of her life as a fairy tale princess was tempered by a more realistic portrayal of the challenges she faced, offering a more complete and empathetic view of her experiences. Ultimately, Grace Kelly's life and death serve as a poignant reminder of the multifaceted nature of personal and public personas. Her legacy, marked by both the splendor of her public life and the struggles of her private existence, continues to resonate with audiences around the world. The story of Grace Kelly remains a testament to the enduring allure of her life and the profound impact she had on the world, both as a beloved actress and as a princess who navigated the complexities of royal life with grace and dignity.